Guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, what are we talking about? Well, just get this stuff over here. We've touched on this subject before. What is right and wrong within archery? Is there a right way and a wrong way to do it? Sorry, that's a better way of putting it. Is there a right way and a wrong way of doing archery? And I've mentioned this before, and there isn't a right way or a wrong way. I don't think, anyway. However, on some of the forums, there are still people out there who are telling people, if you are going to do this particular type of archery, you have to do this, or you have to use that. For instance, the latest one I saw was somebody telling somebody that they couldn't do horse archery unless they had a horse. It's like, come on, give me a break. Basically, he was telling this guy, right, he couldn't use a horse bow unless he was prepared to get into horse archery and actually ride horses and stuff like that. What a load of bollocks. Now, why do I say this? Right, okay. First things first. Archery has been around for a long time. We know from the latest archaeological evidence that's been found in South Africa that human beings have been using and utilising archery equipment for at least 60,000 years, probably more likely 72,000 years plus. If they found evidence that could be 72,000 years old, it will be even older, honestly. Now, during the 72,000 years plus that archery has been going on, it has been a constant evolution. There has been parallel evolution, convergent evolution, divergent evolution all over the world. As I've said before in previous videos, the only place that we have never found evidence of archery is Australia. Every other continent, every other culture, every other country that exists today has at some point or other found evidence of archery, or it's in their culture still today. It is ubiquitous to the point where I believe that we as a species have actually built up a fossil memory in relation to doing archery. We instinctively know how to use a bow and arrow. It's just, you can see that. If you give a kid a bow and arrow, he instinctively knows how to do it. It's fossil memory. Now, why do I say there's no right way and wrong way? Because of this constant evolution. Now, if you look at modern archery today, it is purely and simply a pastime. There is no life or death inherent in the process anymore. We're not, if we hunt with a bow and arrow, it's because we want to. It's not because we need to. We could quite easily do the job with a gun. We could quite easily do the job by going down the butchers. We do it because we want to. Target archery, we do it because we want to. Traditional archery, we do it because we want to. There's no, I can't think of the phrase. There's no requirement, there's no necessity to do it anymore. Which means that if you want to use a particular bow in a particular way, why can't you? And I'm here to tell you that you can. Now, there are people who will say, oh, you've got to do it this way. And I can understand the point of view of the historical purist. I can get it. But at the same time, just because you want to be historically accurate doesn't mean to say that everybody else has to be either. Like, for instance, I've got this little short Turkish horsebow, and I love this thing. And I shoot it all the time. Video. I shoot it all the time. I love shooting this thing. I just wish I'd got the 40 pounder instead of the 30 pounder. But I cannot for the life of me get away with, I can do it, but I don't like shooting with a thumb. I don't like it. I actually, and to some extent, I find it really, really uncomfortable, really, really difficult. I don't like shooting on the outside of the bow, as in the arrow is on the outside of the bow. I don't like shooting like that. I find it very, very uncomfortable and ungainly, and it doesn't work for me. I've tried it. I can do it. I don't like doing it, so I don't do it. I shoot inside the bow. Yeah, I don't like the thumb release. I can do it, but I don't like it, so I don't do it. I shoot inside the bow with the horse bow. I use a modified Slavic release instead of the thumb release, like so. Exactly the same, 2 fingers under, 1 finger on top. But I use it when shooting inside the bow. I'm a lot better, honestly. I shoot inside the bow. Now, there are people out there who will say you can't do that, you shouldn't do that. That's not the right way to shoot that bow, it's not the right way to shoot that. Who says? Who says I can't do it like that? If it works for me, why can't I? And this is the problem lots of people are getting. They're getting people telling them not to do it. And I say, if it works for you, do it. But lots of people will say, well, yeah, okay, if it works for you, but they can't explain why that's okay. And it's okay because, just like archery over the last 72,000 years, it's an evolution. You are evolving archery to the next step. For instance, NFL, the AFL, American football, soccer, rugby, all of these games, you will see, if you follow them quite a lot, you will see new tactics, new equipment, new players all the time. Every season's different. There is a constant evolution of the game. For instance, golfing is a perfect example. 50 years ago, people were still playing with wooden shafted clubs. Now you've got graphite with titanium heads and carbon fibre heads and all sorts of things, because there's a constant evolution in the search for the best equipment available to give you that little couple of extra yards distance on the fairway, to give you that straighter putt without having to put in as much effort. And it's the same with accuracy. There's been a constant evolution of archery, constant evolution of equipment. The Victorians all shot longbows in England, all shot longbows with wooden arrows. Now, target archery is with Olympic recurves, or with compound bows, with carbon fibre arrows, with plastic vanes. It's a constant evolution. Now that's on the general scheme, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with you evolving your own techniques. After all, a technique is basically a solution to a problem. Now for myself, I have a problem shooting short bows on the outside of the bow with a thumb release, so I don't do it. I go to the inside of the bow and I shoot with a modified Slavic release. I am evolving, I am creating a technique to solve a problem that I have with that type of shooting. And that's why it's okay for you to use what works for you, because you are pushing the evolution of the activity forward. If everybody suddenly decided, right, if everybody who's got one of these suddenly decided the only way you can shoot this bow is outside and with a thumb release, and everybody who's shooting an English longbow decided that you could only do it this way, or anybody who's shooting an American flatbow can only shoot it that way, or anybody who's using like a Manchu bow can only shoot, but the archery would soon die out because there'd been no evolution of technique. That's why it's okay and it is good for everybody to use whatever techniques they want with whatever equipment they want, to shoot in whatever style they want. Even if you want to shoot sat flat on your ass, do it. If you want to shoot hanging upside down from a swing, do it. Nobody has the right to tell you not to do it. just because it's not the way they did it 200, 300, 400, 500 years ago. How the hell do they know? Anyway, just a little bit of a rant with a little bit of footage for you to watch. Hope you found it interesting. Stay safe, keep swinging the sticks, and we shall talk again soon. Cheers, guys.